Hello there and welcome. I am Nimo and today's folktale is about the cursed couple. Once upon a time, there lived a young couple, or in other terms, two young lovers named Otis and Akinyi. They were known throughout the village for their beauty and good looks. The youths of the village admired this couple very much because of their strong bond and affection towards each other. However, Otis and Akinyi were very arrogant and lacked respect towards others, and this made people dislike them. In this village, there was a well situated at the heart of the community. The well was a place where villagers gathered to fetch water, exchange stories, and share laughter. However, the peaceful atmosphere was always interrupted by the presence of Otis and Akinyi, who were very cruel and ill-mannered. Every day, as the villagers lined up patiently to draw water from the well, Otis and Akinyi would arrive sneering and pushing their way to the front of the queue. They made it a habit to mock and belittle others, especially those who were less fortunate or different from them. They took delight in calling people names, making fun of their physical appearance, and spreading hurtful rumors about their fellow villagers. The other villagers, though hurt and offended by their behavior, remained silent. Fear of the couple's wrath and intimidation kept them from speaking up. No one wanted to become the target of their vicious bullying, so they endured the pain in silence, hoping that the couple's cruel behaviors would eventually come to a stop. You see, rumors had it that one day, as the couple was mocking people at the well, a well-built man named Omondi stood up for the people because he was tired of all the bullying. The couple was very angry and they left the well. That night, as Omondi made his way home, the couple followed him to teach him a lesson. Unaware that he was being followed, Omondi walked confidently until he reached home. As Omondi entered his home and lit a small lantern, the couple saw this as their opportunity. With swift and calculated movements, they attacked him from behind, catching him off guard. Omondi struggled to defend himself, but he was outnumbered and overwhelmed by their brutal assaults. The sounds of the violent struggle had reached the ears of the other villagers, but no one dared to intervene. Instead, they locked themselves in their houses, listening to the sounds of the fight and praying for Omondi's safety. Talk about fear. Oh, these villagers were so fearful. Eventually, the struggle ended and Omondi was left broken and lying outside his house. The following morning, the villagers courteously emerged from their houses, rushing to Omondi's aid as they tended to his injuries and expressing their deep concern. This incident had served as a reminder that no one should mess with Akinyi and Otis. From that day henceforth, no one tried to challenge the couple's authority. Akinyi and Otis would bully and mistreat anyone, but no one had the courage to face them, for they feared for their lives. So one day, as Akinyi and Otis were making their usual rounds of mockery at the well, they encountered an old woman walking along the road. Her clothes were tattered and her face withered by time. The couple looked down upon her, mocking her appearance and intelligence. Look at this dirty and foolish old woman, Otis shouted, nudging Akinyi to join in the ridicule. She's probably lost and doesn't even know where she's going. Akinyi joined him, saying, yes, she's an eyesore and she looks like a witch. You witch, you should stay away from our village. The old woman just looked at them as they laughed heartlessly, showing no respect. With a mournful expression, she said to them, you may be young and beautiful, but your hearts are rotten with arrogance. For your disrespect, I curse you both. You shall never marry each other or find love in each other's company. Otieno and Akinyi, blinded by their vanity, laughed off at the old woman's words, considering her nothing more than a useless witch. Unknown to them, the curse had taken root and its dark shadows slowly began to encircle their lives. As week turned into months, the couple's once bountiful harvest began to wither and their business crumbled. Misfortune struck them relentlessly and their once radiant beauty began to fade. Their livestock fell ill and refused to produce offspring, leaving them in a perpetual state of poverty and struggle. Their love too suffered under the weight of the curse. Arguments and misunderstandings became a regular occurrence, and they found it increasingly difficult to find comfort in each other's presence. The curse had created a rift between them that seemed impossible to bridge, and they felt trapped in a loveless and unfulfilling relationship. Their lives became stagnant and joyless, and they longed for the happiness they once had but were unable to find it in each other. Akinyi and Otis tried seeking help from spiritual healers and wise elders, but each attempt to break the curse proved futile. The curse was an unbreakable bond. The villagers, having witnessed the transformation brought about by the curse, felt a mixture of pity and relief. Pity for the couple's downfall, but relief that finally justice had been served. As years passed, Akinyi and Otieno aged, their youthful beauty fading with time. Yet the curse seemed unyielding, refusing to grant them solace in each other's arms. They lived out their lives in loneliness and with bitterness till their death. So, what's the moral lesson? This folktale teaches us that we should always treat others with kindness and respect despite their backgrounds. This folktale also emphasizes the significance of standing up against injustice and cruelty. We shouldn't be silent like all those villagers were against injustice. Anyway guys, that was it for today's folktale, and I hope that you enjoyed and learned something out of it. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Kwaheri.